Hello, this is Nicole. Welcome to my channel. Let's make a forest creature, an earth elemental made out of stone. I have found that the most suitable material to simulate stone is XPS foam, at least from my experience. So the plan is to carve the main parts of the body out of XPS foam pieces and then assembling them to form a humanoid figure. While researching this topic, I discovered that there are various forms of stone creatures in mythologies and folklore. And of course, the gaming world is filled with them. I found out that in most cases, especially in gaming, these creatures are huge, strong, dumb, and quite scary. Well, not this time. This will be a creature of kindness, with a soft heart full of tenderness.
Pacifist.
A stone sweetheart. After I carved all my XPS pieces into the shapes of the separate parts of its body, I started working on them using a ball made of aluminum foil to create the stone texture on every surface. Now for the face. He won't have a proper face. I'm only going to create the eye sockets. Still, I want him to have an expression, so I did a little research on facial expressions. And I found this little guy here, which I decided to use as a reference. There he is, sweet and a little worried. There is a reason for that. I'll explain along the way. Now that I have all my pieces ready, it's time to assembling them into one body. I am using wood glue for that, along with toothpicks to make sure that he won't lose a limb or his head in time. Let's talk a little bit about this project. He is the first character of a bigger project, and he won't be alone. 3 more forest creatures will follow in the next videos, and together we'll surround Clara. Yes. Once again, there is a girl behind it. But I won't say more now to build some suspense. The body is ready and it's time for painting. I am using acrylic paint with a stone effect and the process is quite simple. I am just painting everything grey. After that, the 3D process begins. When painting a 3D object, its natural shadows are not enough. All the small or big changes on the surface, they need to be emphasized so it doesn't look flat and uninteresting. That's exactly what washes and dry brushing do. Dark washes create depth and light dry brushing makes all the edges pop. Working with that technique, I am using a dark brown wash which I apply to every crack and joint. My way is to get messy with my brush and then wipe off the excess color with a paper napkin. After that comes dry brushing with white paint. Washes and dry brushing are some of my favorite stages of the process because you get to see the results immediately. See? You can already tell the difference. The front part, which I dry brushed, looks much more natural and 3-dimensional compared to the back. I'm done with dry brushing, both front and back, and now I'm moving on to more organic elements. I want to add some moss on him. After all, he lives in a forest. Let me tell you a few things about his character. He likes simple things, like sitting in a soft, mossy spot for hours, sometimes even days, sleeping or simply doing nothing. He gets very emotional over both the big and small misfortunes of life and often cries. He frequently offers his body for others to sit on and had made great friends among the creatures that rest on him. The time has come for him to move. Actually, The time has come for all the inhabitants of the forest to move. But let's allow the story to unfold slowly. He will leave his favorite mossy spots and move on to a new place. And because he is a social creature, he travels with a companion. So I used polymer clay to sculpt a best friend and 3 tiny eggs. I burnt the polymer clay while baking it, but that's okay, it won't be noticeable after painting. Now, I have to prevent a misunderstanding. You probably think that this tiny fellow is the mother of the 3 eggs I showed you, but you are wrong. This is a boy. He found the nest with the 3 eggs abandoned, and since the whole forest is moving, he asked his best friend to carry them safely to a new place. So in a few weeks, these 2 best friends are going to be foster parents. I don't know how this idea of using the tip of a color pencil to create the beak came to my head, but it worked really well. Time to add some feathers. This beautiful feather came out of an old costume and is perfect for my purpose. I am gluing it using wood glue on the small tail that this fellow already has. Male birds often have colorful plumage and impressive tails, so I decided to give this little friend a long and elegant tail. When he was done, I placed him on the shoulder of his big friend, and they are both ready to travel. Now I need the nest for the eggs. While searching in my wood stash, I found this unique piece of wood, a small treasure, really. I don't know if it's a branch or a piece of root. I found it dry and broken on a beach. The shapes of its small branches are amazing. They are curved and perfect for building a small round nest. I started by gluing piece by piece, first forming a ring and then adding layer after layer, shaping it into a ball. I trimmed a little here and there, and the main structure of the nest was ready. I think it turned out quite decent. Now I can't just place the eggs on raw wood, they'll break. I need a softer material for inside the nest. I am using the hair from an old brush for that. I am filling the nest with wood glue and placing the brush hair inside it. Almost there. I want these eggs to be really safe on their journey, so I'm gluing a few more pieces of wood to create more depth. Voila! Ready to host 3 tiny eggs. They will be safe in their cozy nest carried by a kind earth elemental. So this explains the slightly anxious expression on his face and body language. How would you feel if you had to carry 3 fragile eggs on a long journey? I'm sure they are safe with them. At this point I thought I was done, but I had the feeling that this stone sweetheart was a little empty. So I decided to decorate him with more plants. This is synthetic hair. I bought this some time ago for a future doll customization project. I think it will be just fine to steal a small tuft and see if, along with some brush hair and fine sawdust, I can create some tiny plants. I started with the brush hair, which I dipped in glue first, one hair at a time, and then in sawdust. The result is satisfying. It does look like a microscopic wildflower, doesn't it? Encouraged by this success, I continued adding brush hair, and after that, some of my synthetic green hair. I love the result. It's so cute. So I added some more of these miniature plants to different parts of the body, mainly near the joints. I'm guessing this must be the most humid spots on a stone creature, so most likely plants will grow there. As final details, I added some moss on the spot where the feathers are glued on the bird's body to hide any glue traces. After that, I decided to give this gentleman a nice haircut, so I trimmed the weeds to make them look more natural. And with this final act, the first character, this sweet earth elemental, was complete. Let's have a proper look. What do you think of my little stone guardian? He is the first of a company of 4 magical forest creatures that they will gather at the end of this project. Do you like forest creatures? Any favorites? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to know. I hope you enjoyed this video and the making process. Hit that like button if you did and consider subscribing to my channel because more is coming. A spirit fox is on its way. Thank you so much for watching and I wish you great crafting adventures. See you next time.